ॐ प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। As we draw close to the conclusion of this 11th chapter, Vishvarupa Darshana, in the Bhagavad Geetā, we realize how Lord Sri Krishna goes out of his way to convince Arjuna of the supremacy of spiritual wisdom. Spirituality is above everything else really in human life. But alas, vast majority of people keep away from spirituality. Even those who get into it very often do just lip service and do not take it seriously. It's only a very few that really get a hang of what it is to be spiritual. They get a holistic picture of true spirituality, by which we mean they don't compartmentalize spirituality. Spirituality is integrated in daily life, and our secular dimension of life is always connected to spirituality. Therefore, it is necessary for everyone to go deeper into their own spiritual pursuit, get a broader picture, get true understanding of what is important and what is secondary. In that light, we now continue our deliberation on the 53rd verse, which we had covered last time, and we will, just to get the connection, see now how Sri Krishna emphatically says, Naham Vedaihi Drashtum Shakyaha, Naham Tapasa Drashtum Shakyaha, Na Danena Drashtum Shakyaha, Na Cha Ijjaya. Ijja means yajna. In Shankara Bhāshya, it is described as both yajna or puja. Both yajna and puja. Aham evam vidaha drashtum na shakyaha. By countless so-called religious practices, don't think it's possible to reach me, to see me, to behold me, to have my darshan. What do you mean? The way you have seen me today. This Vishvarupa Darshana that you had is not at all everybody's cup of tea. It's in no uncertain terms. Adi Shankara says, Vedaihi Rag Yaju Sama Atharva Vedaihi. All the four Vedas are mentioned. Chaturbhirapi Vedaihi Evam Vidaha Aham Na Drashtum Shakyaha. Drashtavanasi Yatha Mam. The way you have seen me today, no one else can get it if they are very scholarly in Vedas. That's not enough. Then that is the word tapasa. Tapas is a very, very prominent topic in all the scriptures. No wonder the Mysore Yoga Utsava in December, which I encourage more and more people to join if convenient. from 18th December through 21st, 18, 19, 20, 21st. A 4-day program. This time, Indica Group's Mysore Yoga Utsava has as its main theme tapas. I have been invited to speak from Upanishads and Gita's point of view. What is tapas? And tapas has many meanings without contradicting each other. All of them are about raising our consciousness. All versions of tapas are to prevent the frittering away, the dissipation of our energies and bringing them together in the chosen direction of self-realization. No wonder Bhragu, the student, approaches Varuna, his father, to have Brahma Vidya, and the father Varuna says first, Tapasa Brahma Vijidnasasva. Through tapas, through austerities, Shankaracharya explains there in that context, bringing senses and mind together rather than allowing them to go in opposite directions. Your mind is somewhere and the senses are eager to have some enjoyment. The mind wants to enjoy some subtler thing. The buddhi wants to contemplate upon some higher truth. If all of them are in three different directions, manas, buddhi, and indriyas, there is no tapas. Although he calls it indriyana manasascha aikagram tapaha. And as I already said, many other definitions do exist, but all of them are about gathering our energy in a rather mature way, not some kind of immature way where we fret and fume, where we regret when we don't do well, where we pride over meditating well, where we judge ourselves continuously, thinking of ourselves as doing well or doing poorly and so on. All that a mature spiritual practitioner realizes is wastage of energy. See yourself as you are. See distraction. See inattention. In that seeing inattention, attention comes about. And in total attention, there is a great tapas. However, Sri Krishna here says, those forms of tapas are also a stepping stone. Your journey is complete when you have pure love for God. No wonder there are so many schools of spiritual philosophy in India which uncompromisingly say Bhagavad Geetā is primarily at work on Hari Bhakti. Madhvacharya and others, they refuse to say that this is about the knowledge of oneness of Brahma and Atma. Advaita Jnana is not its teaching, they say. They disagree with Shankaracharya. We are not surprised because there are many such shlokas which say that it is through bhakti. 54 is going to say it. In 53, Vedas, tapas, dana, charity, ijya, all of them. I'm coming to that now. Dana is go, bhoot, hiranyadina, giving a piece of land, or giving cows, or giving gold. Chandrayanadi tapasa, Chandrayanadina tapasa. Austerities like Chandrayana. We had explained this last time. Coming to Ijya, Ijya means yajna, and it includes puja, various forms of worship. न शक्यः एवं विदः यथा दर्शित प्रकारः दृष्टवान् त्वं यथा, the way you have seen. If someone wants to see it, it's not through all these. These can be stepping stones. Well said. Therefore, what is the way to behold Bhagavan in this wonderful cosmic form? That's where it comes 54. 54 anyhow is a wonderful number. 5 and 4 you add, you get 9. Number 9, they say, represents Brahman. 54, 5 plus 4 is 9. 54 is a multiple of 9. As all of you know, any multiple of 9, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, go on and on and on. 108. 108 plus 9 would be 117. Go further, as far as you want. Any multiple of 9 is such. You add the digits, again you get 9. And thus 9 is a very, very significant number. It represents Brahman. How Brahman doesn't change, Nirvikara. In the same way, this 9, even if you go for many multiples, any number of multiples, add up, you get 9 again. It is 9 only, it doesn't change, which is not so with other numbers. And no wonder, go to New Delhi, you have a Baha'i temple in the area called Kalkaji near Nehru Place in New Delhi. There is a very beautiful Baha'i temple. The Baha'i temple, as I'm speaking, I'm beholding a beautiful, colorful picture of the Baha'i temple in front of me in this hall here. For it so happens, it was built by Larsen and Toubro, and the chief engineer happened to be a gentleman, and I'm giving this Gita lecture talking from his house, Mr. Vishwanath Bokasam. So, that temple, Baha'i temple, if you have not seen, next time you land in New Delhi, make time to see the Baha'i temple in South Delhi, has it's a lotus temple it is called, number of petals on 3 circles, an outer circle of 9, an inner circle of 9 more, and inmost circle of the petals folding inwardly. The outer circle has petals folding outwardly. And in addition, there are 9 ponds filled with water. In addition, enter the hall. That also is a geometric structure which has 9 sides. All this the International Baha'i Organization built, and the company that built was the Indian company Larsen and Toubro. So why am I mentioning 9? 54. 5 plus 4 is 9. Or some of you may say, oh, for us the holy number is 108. 108 is 54 multiplied by 2. And that is also a multiple of 9. And 108, you add 1 and 8, you get 9. Therefore, even japamalas, those who think a japamala with 108 beads is a bit too long, very often go for a japamala with 54 beads. If you do them 2 times, you complete 108 utterances of your mantra or nama. So, in this 54 worth, let's read it now. Bhaktya tu ananyaya shakyaha ahamevam vidhorjuna natum drashtum cha tattvena praveshtum cha parantapa. An emphatic message by Sri Krishna, connecting us to this 54th shloka. Bhashyakara Sri Shankaracharya says, Atam punaha shakyaha iti. If not by Vedas, not by Dana, not by Tapas, not by Ijya, and not by 100 other approaches, it's possible to realize me. Katam punaha shakyaha. Katam means how. In how? In what other manner? In what other way is it possible? And Sri Krishna is not somebody who avoids answering, who is elusive, who evades. There are some people who speak to you and dismiss 100 other things, and then you ask them, okay, you tell us how to do it. I'll tell you another day. Or they change the topic. Sri Krishna faces it. He says, without mincing words, Bhaktyatu Ananyaya. It is through bhakti. Have all your heart going for Sri Krishna. With all your heart, go for God. Go towards God. Return to God. And if your Ishta Devata is Shiva, go with all your heart to Shiva. Do samarpana. Dedicate your life to Shiva. If your love for God is so fashioned that you love God as a certain supreme intelligence. Papa Ramadas, who established Ananda Ashram in Kanjangad, almost the northern tip of Kerala, constantly took Ram's name, but for him Ram was Atma Ram. Ram was that supreme truth, that supreme power, that supreme ruler by whose will alone everything runs. Nothing moves except for Ram's will, and Papa Ramdas did not visualize Ram as son of Dasharat, that avatar of the supreme truth is not the focus. Go to Anandashram, Kanjangad, you have from morning 6 to evening 6, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram recited. And at other times also, wherever there is an opportunity, an occasion, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram. Because Papa Ramdas, who was a householder, but then Ram as though called him for a higher pursuit. So, if like Papa Ramdas, who in his former Purvashram as they call it, was Vittal Rao, some common man in the, I guess, in Kanjangad area itself, in Kerala. Like him, if you wish to look at Supreme God as certain benevolent, extremely compassionate, all-knowing and all-powerful principle. It's a truth. Atma Ram. Atma eva Rama. दशरथस्य पुत्रः स्यात् सः Dasharathasya putraha api syat saha. He may be son of Dasharatha also in one of his manifestations. He may be son of Devaki, another manifestation. He may be Shiva, he may be Devi, he may be Ganesha. But I would like to see that supreme truth as Satchit Ananda Tattva. The ashram is called Ananda Ashram. And the focus is on Satchit Ananda. So fine, have complete devotion to that highest truth. Sanatana Dharma gives you tremendous freedom. Visualize God the way you like, but then be supremely loyal. Let your ego vanish into thin air in your samarpana, in your dedication to God. Bhaktyatu ananyaya shakyaha ahamevam vidorjuna. Here too, going for a little quick grammar, Shakyaha and Aham should join together Shakyoham. But Veda Vyasa said, we will not join them. We will rather drop Visarga, Bhaktya Ananyaya Shakya. Shakyaha becomes Shakya. And Aham Evam Vidhorjuna becomes the next quarter, which is not as per modern grammar. So, Evam Vidaha. The special reference is to Vishwarupa, but in a larger sense, the teaching is towards the highest realization. एवं विदः अहम अन्यैः प्रकारैः न शक्यः अनन्यया भक्त्या शक्यः. Through single-pointed, unwavering devotion, I am possible to realize, to know, jnatum, to see, drashtum, and to see as I am, tattvena drashtum, and lastly, praveshtum, to enter. Bhashyakara says that is the realization. Bhagavan Bhashyakara Sri Adi Shankaracharya clarifies bhaktya and asks a question, Kim Vishishtaya? What kind of bhakti are you talking about? The one adjective that is of paramount importance is ananyaya, apratakbhutaya. One interpretation of ananya is your love is towards God and not towards anyone else. But Adi Shankaracharya gives an Advaitic meaning to it. Ananya means when you know God to be no different from you, or you do not see you having an existence other than God. Therefore, if Aham Brahmasmi makes anybody misunderstand, how dare you say Aham Brahmasmi, I am God. That is too arrogant. Be humble, someone may say. We clarify. When we say Aham Brahmasmi, what is meant is, other than Brahma, I do not have any existence. So Brahma is me, Brahma is everyone. Even a crawling ant is Brahman. Even Chaturmukha Brahma is that supreme Brahman. Therefore, Ananya Apratak Bhutaya. Acharya Shankara himself clarifies, Bhagavataha Anyatra Pratak, Pratak means separately, na kadachidapi abhavati satu ananya bhakti. So, apratak bhutaya can be explained in this way too. Other than Lord, you look at Lord in a way of your choice. We explained already. Like Papa Ramdas, think of him as a supreme power. To an extent, Einstein also believed in God. I don't say he understood in all majesty, in all glory, but he said, I believe in God, who is the order in the entire universe, who expresses as a law on all levels, on a macrocosmic level, microcosmic level. More and more you understand the universe, which Einstein was doing as a exceptionally great physicist. He saw there were laws, LAWS, laws everywhere. And he made that very interesting statement. What is most incomprehensible to me in this universe is how everything is comprehensible, how everything can be understood by exploring, by examining, by studying it. Oh, this is how it works. This is how an atom operates. This is how galaxies operate, etc. Everywhere it is possible to understand if you study, if you examine. And why everything is comprehensible, he said with a little wit and humor, is incomprehensible. Why should things not be chaotic? Though later on, quantum theory said everything is not as per rigid laws, certain things are matter of probability. And Einstein was very uncomfortable about it. However, even this probability, this quantum physics can be integrated in a wider understanding of laws. Therefore, that is also a higher law where the probability is brought into the picture. So, you are no different from God. That is, you have no independent existence. You are doubting God because of God's will. You are trusting God because of God's will everywhere. If you are able to move your hand, that's thanks to God's grace. If you are sitting and meditating, that's also by God's will. You simply dissolve into God, and then towards God you have love which doesn't flow anywhere else. Sarvairapi karanaihi, bahya karana, eyes, ears, nose, and so on, or speech, hands, legs, and so on. Antakarana, manaj, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. Sarvairapi karanaihi, with all these instruments, Vasudevat anyat na upalabhyate. Being true to the context, Bhagavad Geeta being taught by Sri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, Sri Shankaracharya most appropriately at many places brings the word Vasudeva, Vishnu Bhakti. When you are teaching Gita, it should be having that flavor. Just as if you are singing Hindustani music, go by the rules of Hindustani Sangeeta. If you are singing Carnatic music, it has its own rules, its own various structures. Therefore, you appreciate everything. Shiva, Vishnu, Ganesha, Devi, Nirguna, Nirakara, Brahma, whether you like it or not, all of them are true. Don't say, what is this? Are there many truths? There are not many truths. They are one truth expressing in many ways. So, but being true to a certain context. Vasudevadanyat na upalabhyate sarvairapi karanaihi yaya sa ananya bhakti. So when you have that single pointed devotion, then in your mind, in your intellect, in your senses, in your organs of action, everywhere the object of all their operations becomes one Vasudeva. Taya bhaktya shakyaha. Shakyaha means possible. It's possible to know me, see me, realize me by such devotion. Therefore, even Bhaja Govindam would say, Trijagati, you know, in the three worlds, to cross this ocean of samsara, the one nauka is bhakti. Bhakti is the nauka, is the boat by which you cross the river of Bhavasagara. So, evam vidaha means Vishwarupa prakaraha. Hey Arjuna, Natum Shastrataha. Your Shastra Jnana goes to an unimaginable height of clarity thanks to devotion to God. Na kevalam Natum Shastrataha, not only Shastra Jnana goes to a great height, Drashtumcha, which means Sakshat Kartum. And to make it even clearer, Gita Shloka itself says, Tattvena. Tattvena means Tattvataha, as the supreme truth is, not some discounted version, not some economy edition, as in the marketplace they say. Something is available in all glory, but you don't have the budget for it, then they give you an economy edition at a lesser price. No, no. We want to know Sri Krishna in all his majesty, as he is truly. Praveshtuncha, mokshancha gantum. Praveshtum is interpreted by Bhagavan Shankaracharya as to get liberated. You want liberation? Seriously, purify your love. Let your love be towards God. Anchored in love of God, play out all your roles. There is no contradiction. In fact, your love for your family members, your profession, your duties, responsibilities, your love for animals and plants, your love for environment, your love for music and literature, your love for anything, all will get divinized They get divine by being anchored in love of God. Therefore, moksham gantuncha he parantapa. Even in parantapa, the word tapas comes. Tapas also means heat. So you heat your enemies, you scorch your enemies. Those who try to trouble you get troubled when you are with God. Therefore, Shankara's brief comments all the same do terrific justice to this very, very significant shloka. Bhaktya tu ananyaya labhyaha. As we say about any other or many other shlokas, first the first quarter itself. Bhaktya tu ananyaya shakyaha. Period. That much alone is enough. If we remember that, then whenever our fickle mind develops some love, some attachment, some bondage, some affinity towards something of the world, we can remind ourselves all this is in its place, but primarily our bond is with God. Bhakti, Ishvara Bhakti, that is Deva Bhakti, is on the top. The chapter comes to a grand finale now, and the 55th verse, 55th, the last verse of 11th chapter, has an excellent advice. Excellent advice couched in 5 expressions. Mat karma krit, mat paramaha, mat bhaktaha, sangavarjitaha, and nirvairaha. 5 expressions. Shankaracharya also recognizes the beauty of this, in essence, concluding advice, and therefore connects us. It's called Sangati. Sangati, connecting. Sangati, Sangama. Sangama means joining. Joining the previous 54 verses with the coming 55th verse, giving Sangati. Sri Shankaracharya says, Adhuna, now. Adhuna means now. Adhuna sarvasya Geetā Shastrasya sarabhutah artah nishreyasartah anushtayatvena samuchitya uchyate. Sam ut and chitya. Chi. Chi chinoti is to collect. Sam ut and chi. Chi can mean search also. Chinoti, chinute. Ahamayam kuto bhavati chinvataha aipatatyaham nija vicharanam. We have a shloka in Upadeshasara. There it is, searching. Who am I? Ahamayam kuto bhavati. Where is this limited I coming from? What is the source of my ahankara? This ahankara is causing problems. How does it come? Where from does it come? Ahamayam kuto bhavati chinvataha. So chi chinute or chi chinoti. But here chi is to collect. Utchit. Ut plus chi. Chi becomes chitya. The root is chi. Utchi. Ut means collect something, take it up. You have a lot of things in a box. You pick up two or three and lift them up. And some ut and chi. Some means looking at them and pick up the most precious ones. Imagine in a big bowl or a big basket, there are lots of things. And you look at them carefully, pick up the most precious ones, take them, lift them in your hands. That's how the word is formed, samuchitya. Samuchitya uchyate sarvasya Geetā Shastrasya. The entire 700 shlokas of the Gita have so much to say, but from them all, from all those teachings, if we were to pick up something very, very significant, which is sarabhutaha arthaha, it is the essence, it is the most central teaching. And what is more, the shloka that is coming up here is anushtheya. It is something that can be practiced that ought to be practiced, that should be practiced. It is highly worthy of including in your daily practice. Anushtana means practice. Nishreyasartha, and this is meant to take you all the way up to Nishreyasa. Right in the Avataranika, beginning of Shankara Bhāshya, two words were introduced, Abhyudaya and Nishreyasa. Abhyudaya is rising in dharma, in right living. When your life is marked by noble values, virtues, right conduct, and so on, you are not enlightened, you still have an individuality and a little ego, but by and large, you are doing things in a good manner. You are discharging your duties. You serve people. You take care of your own family, but you are of great service to the society too. In many ways, you live a dharmic life. And the law is, if you do so, Lakshmi, Saraswati, and Durga are with you. You get wealth, you get power, you get knowledge. You will be an exemplary person in the society. That is Abhyudaya. Rise in the pluralistic world as a very enviable individual. But then Nishreyasa is, and the top of it all, that individuality should dissolve in the all pervasive divinity. In other words, Nishreyasa is moksha. Abhyudaya is a dharma. Dharma itself gives you so much of Shakti, but supreme Shanti is possible in moksha. Shakti is a stepping stone to Shanti. So Nishreyasartha Gita Shastrasya Sarabhutah Artha Anushtayatvena Samuchitya. Sri Krishna here collects the central teaching or the most essential teaching of his entire Bhagavad Gita in a practicable in a manner which can be put into practice. Do this. Go for this approach. Look at things this way. It's in the language of Vidhi Nisheda. Easier to comprehend. Whereas revelations of Upanishads and in the Gita also leave no room for doing anything. It's all about seeing. Certain teachings in the Shastras are only meant to see, for you to see. And certain other, which are generally easier to comprehend or appreciate, are in the language of do or don't. Broadly speaking, in all philosophy, teachings are on these two levels. The lower level is do these things, don't do those things. The higher level is see. See rightly, rest of it will happen. If you see Amrita as Amrita, you will drink it. Nobody needs to say, drink it now. Drink it. And if you see poison as poison, just seeing, this is poison, you know. Nobody needs to tell you later. It is poison, you understood, right? Now you know, please don't drink, okay? Don't drink it. Does anyone have to say to you, don't drink? You will not drink poison if you know it is poison. You will take Amrita, nectar, if you know it is nectar. In the same way, countless false attachments, the moment you see these are false attachments, drop away on their own. And countless virtuous ways of conduct, the moment you see them to be so virtuous, you will make them your way. Therefore, as there is greater maturity in life, things happen out of right understanding. On lower levels of maturity, a number of instructions, do's and don'ts, niyamas are required. So the shloka goes, the last shloka of the 11th chapter. Mat karma krin mat paramo Madbhakta Sangavarjitaha Nirvairah Sarvabhuteshu Yassamameti Pandava. Hey Pandava, hey son of Pandu, whoever can be described in this way, he is going to say those 5 pointers. Such a man or such a woman, such a child, such an old guy comes to me, Mam Eti, reaches me, becomes one with me. What are those 5? Mat karma krit. One who does things for me. One who does my work. Mat karma. Mama karma yaha karoti saha mat karma krit. Mat paramaha. Even as he is doing my work, he doesn't think of some other goal to be reached by doing that work. He knows that this work which I am doing for God, that is God's work, and the purpose of it is to reach God, not just doing, for because He has asked me to do it, I am doing it. But by doing it, I reach Him only. Shankaracharya explains it in his Bhashya. Mad Bhaktaha is, we talked already about it, having supreme devotion towards me. And Sangha Varjitaha Nirvairaha are a beautiful twofold instruction. Do not be attached to things of the world, persons of the world, places of the world, to your own body, your possessions, your status, your prestige, your good name. Don't be attached to all of them. They come and go. Be happy if you are poor. Don't try to run away from poverty. Be happy if you are rich, but don't get attached to that richness. Wealth or poverty come and go. Success and failure come and go. Don't waste your energies in them. Do your duty. Mat karma krit bhava. Do things with God in your heart. The best things will happen. So Sanghavarjita is be free from attachment. Nirvairaha is be free from hatred. Because in our emotional and intellectual immaturity, whether we like it or not, we get attached to some people and we don't like some others. We get attached to some places and we don't like some places. In food, in drink, in clothes, in places, in people, in a long list of things, we have Sangha, attachment towards a few, and Vaira, disgust or dislike towards a few others. Sri Krishna says that's what binds you. These likes and dislikes pull you down. Therefore, reset your machine, reset the computer, go back to the original position, be equal towards all. If you keep somebody away, that should be due to objective reasons, not your likes and dislikes. And if you keep somebody close to you, that also should be for objective reasons, not out of promptings of your ego, not out of your personal likes and dislikes. For in any work, in any functioning, religious or secular, everybody cannot do everything. There are people who are good for such and such things, people who do such and such things well. So, depending on the work which is on hand, you engage people, you let people. You neither allow anybody to do all things, nor do you deny anybody the opportunity to do anything. When we are filled with likes and dislikes, we are not in proportion to what people deserve. We may give too much importance to X or Y, and somewhere else to A or B, we totally neglect him. That is not good. Therefore, no wonder the wise say that one sign of enlightenment is impartiality. That is samabhava. Samabhava, looking at all equally and only objectively you may choose X or Y for certain pieces of work and A or B for certain other pieces of work without undue inequality. Therefore, Mameti Pandava. So the beauty of this shloka is when these virtues are in full bloom, that itself is God realization. This is a great shaking of hands, great coming together between excellent morality or ethics with spiritual wisdom. Therefore, ethics and morality, which are in the context of vyavahara, transactions, and spiritual wisdom, which is generally regarded as in the context of contemplation, how you see things, and so on, they come together. If you have good grounding in spiritual wisdom, you will be dealing with your responsibilities in the wisest way, which includes sometimes which some work is not meant for you. Without wasting time, you say, I'm not in that team. I don't want to join that. So let go of pieces of work also is sign of wisdom. It's not that an enlightened person will be able to do anything and everything. You may not want to go play cricket, but if they say, you are so wise, we want such a person in our cricket team. I am wise, but my wisdom tells me not to get into cricket. So, boys, play well, God bless you. You will keep out of cricket. So, Swadharma Jnana, Swarupa Jnana, you know where to place yourself, what to do and what not to do. All of them come out in a very spontaneous manner. Adi Shankara not only says this shloka is Sarvasya Geetā Shastrasya Sarabhutaha Arthaha, but elaborates on each word. Matkarma Krit means Madartam Karma Matkarma Tat Karoti iti Matkarma Krit. Whatever you do, it's as though you ask yourself, will God be pleased by my doing this? And from the bottom of your heart, if there is an answer, yes, God will be happy. There is a poor man who doesn't have enough clothes to wear. You get some clothes to him. Ask yourself, by my giving clothes to this person who is in need of clothes, will God be pleased? God will be pleased because God has created this man also. It's his creation whom you are serving. So, in countless ways, pieces of work which may look worldly or secular could actually made an act of service to God. Matparamaha, Shankaracharya explains, there are many servants who do whatever their master says. Karoti bhrityaha swami karma. Natu atmanaha parama gantavya iti swaminam pratipadyate. Yes, as even let's say, a servant is doing a piece of work, he does it very obediently, but he doesn't look at his master as his ultimate goal. He may say, my master is a good master, my master is guiding me to do things, and by this I will reach some good position in my life. That good position, whatever it may be. My master is guiding me towards some good goal, good destination, good status. By obeying my master, I will be prosperous, I will be happy, my family will be happy. But Mat Paramaha means, as Shankaracharya says, Atmanaha Pretya, going ahead and further ahead. Pretya means proceeding further. This very master for whom I am doing things, he himself is my destination. Swaminam pratipadyate. Ayam tu mat karma krit. Mameva paramam gatim pratipadyate iti mat parama. By doing God's work, we don't end up somewhere which is a wonderful place where we reach by God's grace. We reach God Himself. God is the place. God is our goal. God is our destination. Aham paramaha paragati yasya sahayam mat paramaha. The samasa is explained. Tata mad bhaktaha. Bhakti has been explained already. It is of the nature of inexplicable love. You don't even understand why you love God so much, but you do. मामेव सर्व प्रकारैः सर्वात्मना सर्व उत्साहेन भजते इति मद्भक्तः. Bhajate. Bhajate means sings the glory of, worships, adores. Everybody doesn't have to be a singer. Those who sing well may sing. That is their way of bhajana. But those who can't even sing two lines of a song also may be doing bhajana, sometimes better than all these who sing well. So singing or writing slokas or giving speeches or making beautiful drawings of God forms, they are all some secondary talents. True love is in one's heart, talent or no talent. Sanghavarjita is explained powerfully. Dhana, putra, mitra, kalatra, bandhu vargeshu, sanghavarjita. No attachment. A man or a woman loves her family members. The lady loves her husband, but nowhere there is attachment. What's the difference between love and attachment? As simple as in attachment, there is the egoistic gratification and dependence, I, me, and my. And many a time it goes to the extent of you say, I love her. Actually, you are taking advantage of her. You want her to depend on you, or the lady wants the man to depend on her. The lady doesn't like the man being independent, the man having freedom of his own, all that. So much has been said in psychology about difference between pure love and possessive, commanding, demanding, suffocating attachment. Dhanaputra Mitra Kalatra Bandhu Vargeshu. Whether it's towards wealth or sons or daughters, friends, Kalatra means wife as well as husband, Bandhu Varga. So it's not easy for most people to see. When you see it, you see it. When you graduate from attachment to pure love, then you see, oh, I always thought I loved this person or this object, but actually I was slavishly dependent. And in the name of love, I was actually wanting this person to do things the way I want, which becomes possessiveness. Sangaha pritihi sneha. So sneha, sticking, where you lose your freedom, you do not give freedom to the person also. So robbing freedom of another person is possessiveness, whereas nurturing a relationship with full respect for the space of each other is love. So much is said about all this. Shankara gives the formula. Sangaha is sneha, tadvarjitaha is prema. Here prema is mentioned. Sangavarjitaha premavan. Sangha goes out, but prema grows higher and higher. Nirgata vairaha sarvabhuteshu shatru bhavarahita. Just as you get freed from attachment, you also get freed from uh, dislike or hatred. Atyanta apakara pravritteshu api. Some people might have done lot of apakara to you. Apakara is harm, injury. But even towards them, your heart is free from hatred. You deal with them in a certain way to protect good work, to protect maybe your physical and financial safety and so on. But in your heart, you have nothing against them. You never wish them to fall down and break their bones. You never wish them and their families to get into all kinds of trouble. Let them live happily. Let them change their ways. God give them sadbuddhi in this way. Ya idrishaha madbhaktaha samam eti. Ahamev tasya paragati na anyagati kachit. There is no other destination. Ayam tava upadesha ishtaha maya upadishtaha he Pandava iti. Arjuna, he Pandava, this in summary is my instruction to you. That is the bhava, that is the spirit which emanates from this last shloka of 11th chapter. That is how this chapter ends. Om Tat Saditi Srimad Bhagavad Geetā Upanishatsu विश्वरूप दर्शन नाम विश्वदर्शन रूप नाम एकादशोऽध्यायः. Along with it, श्रीमद् भगवद गीता भाष्ये अपि विश्वरूप दर्शनम नाम एकादशोऽध्यायः. 11th chapter thus concludes. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.